Hello guys, it's me, Stark, long time no see. There's a new patch about to be published and I'm here to discuss what does it changes in the game itself and what it might change in the new meta that we are about to see. Starting with the deer being pushes will ignore small obstacles. This is pretty simple. You know when you are luring and your deer stumbles upon a tree and he just goes back or goes to another way, making luring a bit more difficult. So the idea of this change is to actually deny this from happening, which will make luring a bit more easier. So that's a good quality of game stuff. And it also helps because sometimes you might have a lot of obstacles between your deers and your town center, while your opponent might not. So it will make the game a bit more fair. So there it goes. Pressing Alt plus set gather point for the hotkey will now set the get point of a building to itself to Xbox users. Okay, so you can use it in another way. Alright, alright, alright. When setting gather points, holding shift will allow spawning units to follow multiple waypoints. This is insanely good. There's a great quality of life. So imagine that you were playing the Dark Age. You are on villager number 6. It's about to be born. You can just say, hey, I want villager number 6 to be born on the ship, and then I want the next 3 villagers, each of them to go to those trees there that I'm gonna eat, so or that I'm gonna chop. So basically, you can give comments now to the town center, and you can spawn villagers to different resources. This will help a bit in the planning. Once you get used to it, it will become the standard. You're probably gonna find this a lot easier than manually microing each villager. You can just do it before it's even born. Assisted farm placement can now place farms around town center foundations. This is good. You know the auto farm stuff? Yeah, you can actually, when you're booming, you just send like 6 villagers to build a town center. You can already set up 6 farms around it without having to manually do it. So this will also improve booming and developing a bit more. So those are small changes, but will actually make the game a lot better. Some fixes here. Fixed an issue where kings were occasionally able to attempt to attack ordinary units. Yeah, the king, the unit with no attack that you will probably die if you lose. Alright. Fixed an issue where players would be unable to send invites if they started and then stopped queuing. Yeah, queue sucks, right? This actually happened a lot of times. I have seen a lot of friends trying to invite or not, and yeah, that sucks. Hope it's fixed. Fixed a bug where monks would fail to drop relics into a monastery if one was attempting to shift drop a relic while having legacy command quill enabled. Very specific, never happened to me, but hope it's fixed as well. This one is insanely good. I have never seen that, but it's insane to find this actually happened. The 1 HP Mongol Scout Cavalry with Bloodlines no longer die when reaching Castle Age. I don't know what kind of calculation is that, but yeah, it will die. I don't know. There might be something to related to the Mongol bonus because that's specific to the Mongol Scout line. So yeah, if you had a 1 HP Mongol Scout with Bloodlines, you would eventually lose that unit upon going to the Castle Age. That's crazy, right? Anyway, campaign. Well, I'm not gonna go over the campaign, guys, but if you're a campaign player, I recommend you to check the complete list because it's actually more focused on the victors and vanquished expansion. So if you're playing like with Ragnar, Ironside, or Finehair, if you're making any of those campaigns, there might be some small changes that can change your experience in the campaign. So I recommend. That's a huge list, right? It seems like most of the improvements or the changes were actually focused on this campaign. But let's go. This is the juice of the video, the balance changes. So general balance changes. Standard units, elite and battle elephant conversion resistance increased from 0 to 2, increasing its minimum and maximum conversion times by 2.5 seconds in game seconds. So yeah, Elephant is very underused, especially in 1v1, and now with this balanced change, they are going to be a bit more resistant to monks naturally. Crossbowman upgrade cost reduced from 175 food and 125 gold to 107 food and 100 gold. Oh yeah, just a small 25 gold discount. I don't know if this will bring archers back on the menu, but yeah, crossbowmen and archers are quite sloppy right now, especially in 1v1 meta. In team game, there's nowhere to run, right? You have to use them, especially you are playing with like Arabia 4v4, you are flank, you're playing with like Britons, Ethiopians. But apart from that situation, especially when you want crossbowmen and arbalest, yeah, they suck. So there's a small 25 discount on Castle Age and 50 discount on Imperial Age. It might be helpful. Now let's go for the siege units, and yeah, they are getting buffed. The battering run attacks has increased 25. The capped run attack is increasing a bit as well. The armored elephant is also increasing, so if you like pushing, especially using battering run elephants, yeah, try using those. They are gonna feel a bit better now. I imagine Hoang might be really happy from these changes. And now this is a big change. The Rev Scorpions are projectiles. The Rev and regular Scorpion are now affected by ballistics. I think that this was specific a Roman thing, right? But now it applies to everyone else. So basically they're buffing a bit the Scorpion line. Let's see how this will affect play. I think that Scorpions are a very underused unit, especially from later stages of the game, and unless you were facing a a bombard cannon civilization, this might actually be a great option. To be fair, even against bombard cannon civilizations, now with ballistics, even smaller groups can be way more effective. I hope you see how this will change things. Fortifications. The Palisade Gate base armor has increased from 2 to 4 pierce armor. Basically, having the Palisade Gate was a weak spot on your defense, especially against a Feudal Age a ranged unit army, because it had less armor than any other unit in the game. They are still weak, but less weaker than before. Let's see how this will help, and maybe this will increase the use of Palisade Gate, or it will be less of a weak spot. Still, be aware of where you place and if you can or not defend the Palisade Gate. And this is a big change here on the market. First, the trade card a trade card collision size multiplier has been reduced from 0.5 from 0.25. What does this mean? Making bumping while trading less likely. So yeah, that's actually a benefit if you're using the trade cards, or if you're using trade cogs. They are going to be less bumping, so they're not going to get stuck, or they are supposed to get a lot less stuck by now. It's not a zero collision, but yeah, it's going to be that's a truly a good improvement and something to have. And now this is big. The market-based exchange rates for food prices have increased from 100 to 120 and 15. So basically, giving an example with numbers here, and that only applies to food, guys. So nothing has changed for wood and stone. If you are using food, if you are used to buy food for 130 when going up or when booming or whatever, well, bad news for you, because it has become more expensive. The initial buying prices went from 130 gold to 150 gold. So market abuse here is gonna be a bit nerfed. Finally, everyone was using and abusing market. I felt like this was very welcome change. But if you use market to compensate bad eco balance and to support your early booming stages, I guess you might change some habits to adapt to that. The initial standard gold reward for selling 100 food will actually be increased now from 70 gold to 81 gold. So if you are on the seller's point of view, this is actually going to be good. So in the mid game, you might actually get a bit more gold from selling your regular resources. I honestly like this a lot. I don't know if this alone will help stuff. It might be helpful, but it's not like gonna stop a phosphorus stuff. And if the goal of using the market is just obtaining gold, you can still do that by selling the food even better now, or selling the stone. This doesn't change. But if the goal of your market use was to sell I don't know, sell like 400 stone or a lot of wood in order to buy 200, 300 food, well, then this is gonna suffer a bit more. You can still do it, but it's gonna be a bit nerfed. Let's see. Aztecs. Well, Aztecs have fallen from their throne after they had this bonus reduced, the military fast creating from 15 to 11, and now it's back to 15. So they double nerfed Aztec in the past, and they are kind of correcting. Eagle is still expensive, but now you can create it a bit faster. I think that this is a good change and will put Aztecs back on the let's call A tier at least. Currently, they are probably the weakest Mazosive. Bohemians. The Hillseat Wagon training time has been increased from 26 to 30 seconds. So yeah, only 2 per minute. So for phosphor kind of strategies, you're not going to be able to abuse the creation time from the Hillseat Wagon. Another nerf to this unit. Byzantine. Fireship and Drummond attack faster bonus has been reduced from 25 to 20. Still, it's pretty significant. I don't think this is gonna that's like a big nerf to Byzantine. In the 1v1, their fire galleys are still gonna win against a regular fire galley from other civilization. Chinese fixing an issue where the team bonus effect was providing slightly different than intended bonus farm amounts. Oh my god, this was wrong? Three Sadai base range increased from 6 to 7. Okay, this is good. Alright, for the ones that don't even know what the Three Sadai is, it's a big galleon stuff that you are able to make during the Imperial Age. But here's the deal, it had only a 6 base range, so a regular galleon could outrange it. Now, having a base 7 range, it actually can compete a bit better against galleons. So it's actually a good unit. I recommend you guys experiencing. I think that especially if you are facing galleons, it's a great unit. If you're facing fire galleys, perhaps that's not the best idea. But still, let's see how this will go. Georgians, okay, this is very necessary. The elite Monaspa HP has reduced from 75 to 70, and that's actually 10 less HP on the elite version. I don't know if this will be enough. I don't know if this will be enough to nerf the Monaspa, but that's an attempt. I think that Jordans are way too OP even without the use of the Monaspa now. Basically because of their strong economy bonus. I think that this is the one that should have been addressed, the working rate from the monastery, but yeah. That's a small nerf to Monaspa. They are still not going to be easily countered by other units. I think that this is not going to change the game so much, but I might be wrong. The civilization itself is still the best one so far, because I think that the secret behind the civilization was their economy. They could still make a very good game using like Cav Archers and Russars, and that doesn't change that. Hunts. The unique horse that spawns on nomadic maps, movement speed has been reduced, so yeah, you are gonna be abusing a bit less from that early scout. You're not gonna be so effective when scouting. The ballista elephant projectiles are now affected by ballistics. Okay, that's the buff to the siege. Now let's talk about Koreans. Elite turtle ship upgrade cost has been reduced from 1000 food and 800 gold to 650 food and 500 gold. When playing water, guys, having a lot of food to expand is not so usual. Even going for like elite longboat sometimes is very costly because of how expensive it is compared to the regular galleon. I think that these might actually make people rethink about going for the elite turtle ship. There's also a small increase on its movement speed, which is very necessary. There was some use for the turtle ship, but it was like only in situations where you needed 1 or 2 units to fight for a small corpse of water, like in the map Ishtimus that was featured in Red Bull El Reinado. Apart from that, you're hardly seeing anyone going for the elite version of the turtle ship, and maybe this will change after those small buffs to the ship. Persian. The elite war elephant, okay, the same stuff about the applied to the battle elephant will also be applied to the war elephant. They're gonna be a bit less bad against monks. They're gonna resist a bit more at least. New civilization bonus for the Poles. Alright. Bloodlines and scout line upgrades cost minus 50% food. Okay, these change stuff. Poles are already a good civ, but having a discount on a very specific unit which you can use a lot. Basically on Feudal Age, you have now the bonus of the food and a discount as well to go for the bloodlines, which is good. 75 food only for bloodlines, I guess. Is it that? Or is even less? I don't know. Anyway, this is good, but especially for Russar. Russar, the basic form of Russar would be actually 600 food, right? They actually have the winged Russar, so it might be even more. And having a discount to that is just gonna push the civilization further. Uh, it's gonna just push the civilization into doing it even more. It will help Poles to do something that they are actually naturally going for. So this is good bonus. And they are also buffing Caravel. Yeah, we're not using a lot of Caravel, Turtle Ships, and Trisadai, so these balances are actually expecting to bring more variety to water. So the training time from Caravel has been reduced from 36 to 25. Honestly, I don't know how much time it does takes to make a galleon, but it should be something similar if you want Caravel to be used. If a galleon is like 22 seconds and you had like 36 for Caravel, you could never mass enough during Pure Mage. So this is very necessary buff, but I'm not 100% sure on how much the Caravel one. But I bet it's around 25 or less. Organ gun train time has increased. Okay. I don't know how much that's going to change stuff. And Romance. Oh, right. Oh, yeah. The civilization bonus that benefited the Scorpion was just given to everyone else. So, all civilizations are now affected by ballistics. And what now? Okay. So, they're basically getting nothing. All right. Okay. That's cool. Lobbies and matchmaking. Empire Wars is back on the menu. Bullshit, no one's gonna play that shit without the El Reinado, sorry. Muting a player in lobby now mutes this player globally instead of only in the current lobby session. Oh, please, yes. AI stuff. Pet finding. Fixed excessive sideway movements of larger groups when retreating information while performing read and run attacks. This is gonna make Kavarter even more smooth, okay. Fixed an issue where units would occasionally be able to go through walls. That's great, huh? Fixed an issue where groups of units would not have correct path fighting in case when some units in the group are stuck. Oh, this sucks so much, man. Two units are bugged and your whole group starts moving, weird stuff. Number of available goals has increased from 512, what? To 16,000. What's a goal here? Like, hey, defeat your opponent you do without making it to the castle or something? I don't know. Crazy. And alright, there's modding stuff, and alright. That's basically it, guys. A big buff to the siege, especially scorpions, and also to the battering runs. Expect Celts to be more popular now, and expect scorpions to be more used. Stark here, hope you enjoy it.